Hi. How are things? Welcome. Welcome 1, 2, and 3. And my hair. Perfect. Alright, so. State of affairs has not really changed. We're still dealing with the issue of a various set of AI problems. Iquare is still hard at work on his hook to attempt to fix the spinning drone issue. So while we wait for that to complete, I'm going to continue to modify some of these levels. This is the second Terran mission. I've already started to add some new asphalt to the area. Reshaped a while ago. I worked on this layout on stream and added this area, which is prospectively going to be a high asphalt bridge. Looking at it right now, before I put the bridge in, I don't think it makes logical sense from a landmass standpoint that there would be a giant ravine to begin with in this nature. Like, it would definitely look different. But we can sort of wave that away as maybe the Terrans filled it in before installing the bridge or something. But that was one of the things that I thought of. Eventually I will have made an asphalt ramp, or bridge rather, that is on the high ground and connects these two. We'll see where things go from there. Because I wanted to keep the idea of a river that goes in like that, you know. But we'll see what happens. Hello, Veek. Welcome. Your 3 skin tone 5 wave emojis. I've also updated all of the resource counts on the map, which is pretty important because that means we will be able to actually play this in Fraud Night without suffering resource starvation. And that is something that I'm going to be generically doing for all of the maps, I think, is I'll just update them in general. With all of the layouts that seem fine by themselves, I should be able to put together. So I would also like to take a closer look at some of these areas, see if I can't figure out ways to improve the experience of actually playing these maps. I do feel like maybe I, when I added this reverse ramp up here or whatever, I probably should have reshaped this into an outpost that you could actually go onto the high ground with siege tanks with or something, make it a little bit more defensible. And this area, in the meanwhile, could have been reworked into straight up structure. I think that would probably be better than what it is right now, if this was an actual high structure area. But I think in part I was still hanging on to the original design of the map back in the remastered days, where Kerrigan was on the high ground in a more natural area without very much asphalt at all, and the Magistrate was very much surrounded by industry or man-made stuff anyway. So I still think we'll end up adding some structure over there. I don't think it's necessary to withhold that just to the low ground. High structure certainly could work out just fine. And in fact, if I do end up making some more high structure areas in general, we could have that fantasy of the infested, infested setup on the high ground or whatever. So who knows what will happen there. What do I think about Valorant? Well, Valorant is Riot game. Riot has not made a functional piece of software, let alone a game, ever. So they're already on a very, very bad footing as soon as you start to look at the developer. But in an effort to not poison the well, I will say I don't have too much of an opinion on it. Even if I try to look at it irrespective of the developer, it doesn't seem particularly... what's the term? To me, it does not seem like something that would interest me, because they're trying to cater to the Overwatch and Rainbow Six crowd more than they are the CS crowd. The CS stuff is mostly hype, it would seem. Like the idea that it's going to kill Counter-Strike or something is mostly hype. And I don't think they're responsible for the hype, Riot. I do think that they are adhering to it, if that makes any sense. They're like, oh yeah, sure. Like they're rolling with the punches in that sense. I'm gonna move the space around quite a bit, I think. Oh yeah, that's another thing I've got to figure out. So yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion on it either way. It's definitely not my kind of game. Not really sure what that piece of dirt is supposed to be. I guess it's supposed to be it's like smushed over or something, but I don't know. I'll have to ask DF about that later. But Valorant is not a game that interests me. It's not like, you know, you look at the developer and you can only despair. You look at the kind of genre they're going for, or the kind of player base they're going for. And once again, you can pretty much only despair. I'm not convinced it will be particularly worthwhile at all. But barring first impressions based on the developer and based on the it seems like it's a pretty distinct team of individuals. Like I know one of the lead designers of it was responsible for some maps in Counter-Strike that are still around to this day. I don't know that that's a like I feel like people also oversell that angle too much. As much as he's accomplished in making maps in Counter-Strike, he really just has made maps in Counter-Strike. It's not like it's a grand fucking tale that defies reality, right? So I think they deify that connection a little too much. But that being said, it's I'm sure it'll be worth some casual fun for some people who want to look past the ethical dilemma of playing a game from Riot. But no interest from me, per se. And honestly, I mean, it's not like I'm a very principled individual in terms of like giving a shit about the publisher or whatever. Typically, I would still play content even if it was made by questionable individuals. I don't really care that much about that stuff. But that implies that the content is good enough to warrant such behavior, and I've not seen anything very promising about Valorant, so. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh shit, space trash. Why is this guy calling me trash? What a meanie.
Thanks for the 3.
It's not very interesting from a competitive angle. It's very much casual fun. I'm sure there will be esports because every game is designed to be an esport right now. But it's not like the idea that you can just get fucking bopped from behind through a wall or whatever is like the opposite of competitive integrity. And it's almost made worse that only happens once in a while because these are your ultimate abilities or whatever. I mean, most of the ones that are really fucking game-breaking are pretty common. But that is the ultimate showstopper as far as I'm concerned. The idea that you could just get kissed from afar is pretty ridiculous. So, what's up, Connor? Well, there's just tons of different... There's, like, all sorts of them. The one that throws smoke grenades out there is retarded. The one that, anyone that can reposition by jumping up or whatever, or get, like, instant headshot shit. The whole... And a lot of the function of the game where they tried to eliminate, quote-unquote, Peeker's advantage is hilarious as well. Like, so much of it is just, like... You question not only the wisdom of their choices, but whether or not they even wanted to make a real game. It's like, what were you guys even doing? And the marketing has, of course, been a bunch of buzzwords as well, so that didn't help. But time will tell. I'll wait a little bit before commenting much further. I think it's way too early to tell whether or not it'll be a successful experiment, but I also don't think the odds are very good. Bring a mask, bro. Mask up. Hey, maybe that's what that Marine was saying in Kian's submission. Masked up and good to go. Could be. Never know. Didn't I have one that was... No, I guess not. That's the one I was looking for. Masked up. I don't know what you mean. I guess I can also use the opportunity of working on this right now to really nail down the Badlands tile set. It's been missing quite a bit of stuff for a long time, so... I have to reorganize high asphalt, for example. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, I would have undoubtedly placed it by now. There's all sorts of stuff that needs to be done over. I would love to fix those giant fucking seams. I can't believe those are real. Really gets my goat. I think there's a missing tile here. Yeah. That would be it. What I'll also have to do in the tile set is reorganize some of the custom shit. So that it has the appropriate tiles adjacent to them. Which I can do without needing to modify the tile set. Like, import new graphics or whatever, which is nice. You should also check out DF submission if you haven't. Veek, it's fucking incredible. The pinkening intensifies. For that, man. Not sure about this area. I may end up reworking that too. Dude, there's some fucking crows. That really made me wish for the ability to just add a bunch of new units to the game without having to replace existing entries. Once we end up getting that, that's going to change the whole fucking paradigm. There's going to be so much, like in Mapcraft specifically, when we have that functionality, you're just going to see an insane number of custom races. Alright. I always think it's like a drab, dreary day whenever I work on the Badlands tile sets, and then I remember it's because the fucking tile set is dark. I feel like I could do something much more interesting with this area than just have it be filled with rocky dirt. The fuck? Every time the Firecraft icon on those EXEs takes a long time to load, I immediately expect that the Windows Defender killed them. That's usually the cause. Alright, so we've got our doodads. We roll into these ramps in the high dirt. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We're gonna need to take these two. These are all dead groups. We don't need to worry about them. Trying to see. Yeah, there's the asphalt we can remove. Ruins we can remove. Or re-import, I should say, not remove. We can paste over. What have you been working on these days, Veek? Does it have anything to do with fixing PyTile? Not sure if this is the updated one. Looks like it is. Alright, so that's that. I want to say I have done asphalt edges. What's up, Alexander? Oh yeah, I think you told me you had some work to do or something for your class. Wait, what? Where am I? Oh, I have materials, not documents. So I guess the asphalt edge stuff is over here. Yeah, good one. Gonna put that in there. I'm not sure what this high dirt cliff org is. Org is organized, but I'm not sure why it's in here. That's definitely not high. Wait. I think I had to re-import that at some point. That needs to just get out of my sight. Alright, so at some point I was going to re-import higher grass. I'm pretty sure I have done that already. There's the center tiles. I don't know why that's in here though. It should be in here. Yeah, here's grass edge. H grass edge. Oh. Wait, what? Fuck. Well, it's organized, but I didn't mask anything out. Okay. It's okay. At some point I'll mask it out. It's fine. So since these imported just fine earlier, I think we can safely say Orphan View. It's up there, man. It's something. I feel like it does some things that I really didn't need it to do. I don't have like a dissertation on the topic right now off the top of my head, but it's a pretty handy tool. XNV is probably better. I just haven't figured out how to work it yet. I haven't put it in the time. Tiles start to get a bit more and more pronounced. They stick out a little bit more as you get deeper into them. Usually. Not really the case here because I've modified these from the source material. But still don't want to overuse them if you can help it. In close proximity to one another. It's always the last one. Gives me the most trouble. No, I'll watch it after stream. Oh, I guess I should just save it as a... What is this? It's a blend. Oh, is it a meme?
Another important and fundamental system we're sharing with you today is our pathing system. Pathing is a general term for how units move around the map and deal with obstacles. One of the big changes of designing a pathing system for RTS is how do we get smooth group movement and groups that spread out slightly over time. By overcoming this challenge, we gain 4 key advantages. First, players can select and control individual units more easily. Second, area of effect spells can be more powerful since they hit less units on average. Third, units have more room to make small micro-adjustments within a formation. And fourth, because units spread out, it takes longer for every unit in an army to engage in a big fight. This makes battles last a bit longer and feel crunchier. In Starcraft 2, units use flocking. This lets them pack into a tight ball while moving. In Brood War, any unit getting in the way of another unit is seen as an obstacle to be avoided, leading to a very wide spread. In Immortal, our units move fluidly in a group when traveling in the same direction, like a flocking system, but also try to spread out a bit while traveling if they're too crowded. This pathing solution spreads units enough to reward players for controlling their units in fights, while still allowing them to move through choke points without too much trouble. Another critical...
What?
Still allowing them... Also try to spread out a bit while traveling if they're too crowded.
They try to spread out if they're too crowded. They just added a hack? Like a gimmick to make the units move around? Wait, apropos of fucking nothing? Like, what? Wait. No. What?
This pathing solution spreads units enough to reward players for controlling their units in fight.
So instead of just making units try to take the simplest path to the destination and like maybe try to predict where their allies were moving or something so they could take a path that wouldn't conflict, they just they just tell them they added another system. So they took StarCraft 2's stupid ass flocking system where you mash them into a ball, and then on top of that they just made units retarded. They just added another system on top of that. They literally added a system to another system that was already unintuitive to make it even less intuitive,
while still allowing them to move through choke points without too much trouble. Another critical aspect of our pathing system is formation. The concave beats the convex, as Tasteless and Artosis have often reminded us since the dawn of GSL. Formation in Immortal is simple. To maintain current formation, issue the command somewhere outside of the group of units. To gather units together into a ball, issue a command inside the group of units. This system makes it easy for anyone of any skill to play around with different army shapes and execute tactical ideas. Finally, all...
Okay. I don't think that covers enough of the core identity of like Magic Boxing, for example. I don't think that has anything to do with it, really. It's like yes, that's simple enough on its face, but when you're not, then when you're clicking, well, I guess they basically just formalized the Magic Box system. Maybe that's fine.
Unit movement is calculated server-side. This makes 2 big changes. First, the game is way easier to run on your CPU because the server is doing most of the hard work. Second, this makes Immortal a much more difficult game to hack because the hacker's PC isn't holding the information they're trying to exploit. I hope you enjoyed this development show and tell for Immortal.
What? Okay, well, how about what does that mean for actual calculations? No comment. That's insane, though, that Brood War shit. Holy moly. Was not expecting that. Where they're like, oh yeah, like in Brood War. Our units are kind of like in Brood War because, you know, they move around on their own. That's fuck. Fuck me in the fucking head, mate. Dude, how did they do this? Clearly, this is offset by 1 pixel. That fixes it. So what did they do wrong? Left brain not communicating with the right brain here. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
That was Immortal.
By some group of people who made a Starcraft melee mod once upon a time. That is their claim to fame, as far as I understand it. Listen, I'm right there with you about your project, Iquare, but if that's the case, you should probably stop trying to add systems that require you to break the fucking game open with your reverse engineering skills. Of course it's not going to be easy. When you're trying to add entirely custom systems to the game. Repaired it. Yeah, I know it wasn't created by SC2. Maybe that's what they were alleging or something. I didn't pay attention to every insane thing that came out of their mouth, but I was just more so taken aback by the fact that the wait, what? Epic. Alright, well hopefully that fixes one of the seams anyway. I know there's another one with this area right here. Very silly. Let's grab H dirt. Or desert. What is it? Badlands? Do I have... Oh. As long as it's intuitive, people can figure it out relatively easily. It's fine. But when you've got two systems that fight the player's intuition, like in that game, it's not going to end very well. So there's 24 groups. And here we have... only have 16 groups here, so it looks like I'm gonna have to import the changes there somewhere else. Although the structure here, which is presumably high structure, yeah, this needs to go as well. Those guys worked in Starcraft too. That's where they cut their teeth. They love it. They think it's a great game. Oh, that's what we call canvas structure. Wait, do I already have this imported somewhere else? Am I confused? I don't think so. Yeah, We start dipping into installation after that. So I prepared it, but I must have prepared it for other tile sets instead of using it for this. It's the only thing I can think of. Also, that needs to be re-imported. Alright, we got structure, edge. Alright, well I guess I have to re-import this anyway. Say... asphalt. I have not played Dune 2. Doesn't seem worth exploring. I played Warcraft 1, which was enough. Well, I think you can leave some of the work to the players without much of an issue. That's my assumption anyway. So you don't really need to over-calculate stuff, generally speaking. Good. Oh, this is the higher grass. Well, I don't need to re-import that until I actually mask it out and make it proper. That'll be sometime in the far-ish future. Alright, we're gonna grab the decals here. So we'll say Trying to think if there's anything else for this. I don't think there is. Would I need anything else for the tile set in the future? I don't think I'm going to put structure in. It's not going to go on structure or rocky ground. It's not going to go on water. You got grass, high grass. I will eventually do higher dirt. And so I guess, yeah, that should be good in theory. Alright, let's try that out. So we have dirt, and we have grass, mud, high grass, high dirt. Move high dirt up. Mud again. Grass, mud. And then we have mineral crevices, dirt, grass, mud, high dirt, high grass, high mud, higher grass, higher mud. Wait, fuck.
Trepang 2. Never heard of Trepang 1. So.
Know any good learning material for FPS nav meshes? No idea. I guess I could throw crevices in the installation tiles at some point. There is no Trepang one. Oh. Well, that's awkward. What the fuck? You pranksters. Try that one again. I don't know how that got in there. I don't know what tile set I was using before that, but... I hope that doesn't mean I accidentally missed out on all of the... Oh, yep. It does mean that. Why the fuck was I using a different tile set? Alright, hold on. We gotta error correct that one. Jesus Christ. So in one of the... I think in the Total Deer mod area, I had a different tile set file that had a bunch of installation shit done for it. And that's not in this one. Maybe I also did some of those corrections, though. Obviously, I don't have the crevices in here, but let's see. Let's see what I do have in here. Looks like a whole lot of nothing right about now. Just, what? Why was I in there? I think there was something I did over here. No, I just did the Hydra stuff. Okay. Alright, well, after I'm done with this, I've got to then move it to the main folder, so I don't have that confusion anymore. Well, you're not capable of them right now, Iquare. It doesn't mean you won't be capable of them anywhere in the future. But yeah, I'm not expecting my FPS game to be out for another few years, or another year at least. So I know exactly where you're coming from in that respect. I'm also fairly confident my RTS won't take shape for at least a few years either. But I have been slowly putting together a list of things in my head regarding my FPS game. I'm going to be writing a design document for that later on this week or next week or whatever. I don't think it'll be a while before anything is ready to be shown, but it'll at least allow me to write out my ideas for stuff. We can learn. It is possible. Yeah. And as much as you want to give yourself shit for this tile set hook thing, I mean, you're working in very challenging circumstances. When we write our own stuff, it's going to test us in very different ways. So I'm personally not worried about it. Let's try a different approach for organization. Oh no, I hit 9. There we go. Fat fingered. I have a bit of a seam at the edges of the tiles, but it's something we can fix later. That's a before release resolution right there. Releasing Hydra? Just waiting for more AI fixes before I can release it. There's some stuff that I have to clean up and improve in terms of AI performance that I could theoretically try to get done, but it's a similar state to the other Hydra maps that are like actual Hydra campaign remakes or whatever. Similar state to those right now, where I'm more or less waiting until I can get more work done on them. Waiting for some AI improvements. I would also like to be able to mess around with a bit more, a couple of the other Terran units for that map as well. But let's see how that pans out. As usual, we are gated by the engine. But I knew that was the case going into this month, pretty much, is that I talk about it in my channel map. I'm not expecting to be able to release much content until we get some significant changes to the engine done, and that's obviously anybody's guess as to how long that will take. Thankfully, I don't feel as bad asking iQuare about it, because it's also going to be necessary for him to make AI for his project. He just hasn't realized how bad it is, probably. Or if he has, he's, you know, just being stoic about it and trying to meet it head on in that sense. But it's pretty difficult, if not impossible, to make anything function right now. Endless engine struggles. Oh, I don't think... Oh, no, maybe I do have those imported already. Yeah, I do. Nice. I'm assuming I have the extensions somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, I may have to import those. Wonder if maybe I can take that area, re-import the road blend. Oh no, I guess the road blend has. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. The road blend has 2 sets because there's high and low. Oh wait. Not quite sure why I didn't I'm sure I had a good reason when I was deciding against like detailing the roads. Maybe they weren't final or something. Or I wasn't sure if they would be. But yeah, as far as that that Ashhold map, which is not Total Deer, it's Conspira 3. Shox played it for his birthday yesterday, so he had some fun. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. I'll probably continue to mess around with this later on, but I don't really consider it per se final, but cool. We've completed the circuit. Not this one, though. That one's still waiting. What a mess. What a mess. Mark time strategies, Fagudo screenshots are. But this is where we must go to truly experience I already forgot what I was going to say as a joke. To truly experience RTS games now. The modern RTS game. Yo. So I am gonna move this expansion at some point. I'm not really sure where. I kind of liked the idea that the expansion was in the low ground and you could siege it really easily if you took the high ground. Right? You grab this here. So it puts a premium on defending that high ground. And you can also kind of help out now that I've pushed this forward a little bit. There's a little bit of room for you to, as whoever holds this area, to assist your forward base. Which is reasonable, I think. The question is it too punishing that there's no way to stop enemies from just walking in here? I think that's an interesting wrinkle. But maybe I could do something like... I mean, originally the base was even more open than it is already. And I closed it off a little bit, but maybe I could do something like this where they're sort of protected. Fuck. Oh, I know what happened there. That was silly. Yeah, for that ramp, that's a main reason why, again, we're doing that that change at some point. I keep saying we. Why I have requested that iQuare fix a lot of the interactions with workers and stuff. Alright. So I think that will help out a lot in this case. Oh, I didn't even check to see if these tiled. This could be the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah. It is. Embarrassing. Because I think I checked before. I may not have even done it then. Oh no, wait, what? They should. 6-4. Oh, I have the wrong tile set open. Again. But... Oh, because there is that one other extra thing. Hold on. Yeah, I got fucked. Idiot. I got idioted, guys. I've been idioted. What a mess. So many mega tiles I'm going to have to waste. Eventually, we will have a real tool to use. If I think too hard about why this is even a problem, I get so angry. Because it's like... It's all at once. It's Blizzard's fault, Suicidal Insanity's fault, Poicort's fault, and my fault. There's just too many people fucking up in this example. Why is it gotta be like this? Why did it have to happen this way? Ah, boy. Ah, soy. What? What? Oh. I know what happened there. There we go. Oh, you. Destroyed.
What did you just say? Your fucking baby's gonna burn.
The song is about gays, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's try that one again, huh? pretty base. Check out my base.
What a looker. Well, I'm not even going to put my BRB screen on because I'm not going to be very long, but I will use the bathroom and get some water, BRB.
Sup, bitches? Thank you, Connor. Hello, Dark Zero Warrior. How are you? Apparently, I have a long-standing issue with one of these cliff tiles I'll have to fix. Cliff doodads. Goal for this stream is to update the Badlands tile set for future use and to rework the layout of this map and maybe some others before I call it quits around 1 o'clock, which is in an hour and a half. Just want to make sure that my height values seem accurate. Oh. Oh, no discrepancy there. Okay. I am excellent. Just finding some time to do some work on missions that I have not done work on in a while, for the express purpose, of course, of getting them ready to be played during Fraud Night. We won't have any AI for these maps because Well, the likelihood of our AI problems going away by the end of the day, or the end of this week, very, very slim, right? So I'm just going to be updating them for use in Fraud Night. We'll play some multiplayer with them. And that'll be that. It goes in lockstep with a video that I'll probably be making later on. Either as a dadka or as a by design video, or both. Probably both. I'll just like talk about it in a bit more of a relaxed manner in the dadka. But the idea that I have for a video, for an educational video, is going through the idea that you're kind of designing your map. When designing your map, you want to make it so that you're designing it from the perspective of a player at all points, even when you're making an AI's base. So you got your AI. Your AI is meant to be, what's it called? Like, competitive with your player. And so you should try to design your AI's base in a way that makes sense for what they're going for. And so I'm going to try to make sense out of that concept in a more educational manner. Walk people through it or whatever. So we'll see what happens. Happy birthday, Dark Zero Warrior. Thanks for spending some of it with me and with Connor and whoever else is hanging. Hope your day is going well so far. Here's an idea. I hope I grabbed the right dirt. Yeah, it's from Badlands. Okay. In theory, anyway. Suppose it could have been extracted from jungle and just labeled dirt and thrown into Badlands. A long time ago whenever I made the original file, but I'll just hope that that's not the case. Once we make this canvas, I'll slap this underneath the structure, and we will have a structure blend. I should also do that for doodads. I don't think I've done that for doodads. For the structure blend anyway, so see what happens there. Shouldn't be too difficult to assemble. Actually, now that I just thought of that, I want to make sure. Yeah, okay. Because the asphalt stuff could have been colored differently if the source files came from the jungle tile set instead of the Badlands tile set. So it could have been already paletted by something else, which would have been bad. But I'm pretty sure I got those from Badlands. Well, on the plus side, it means you can relearn all the fun stuff. What? Oh. That was confusing. Now, there is structure cliff doodad over here, and it looks like I've already done all this. We can do... dirt. Alright, so the reason why that was important is because I actually want to convert some of this, like this lower area over here for this base, I want to convert that into a dirt area so that it meshes better with the presence of resources. And in general, I think it's a good idea to actually have some sort of setup for the... like dirt and high dirt blended structure so that I can use it without needing to put asphalt down first. Alright, so we have structure, edge, dirt. And then we can do structure, cliff, doodad, dirt. And we might as well import the structure edge structure as well in case we feel like stacking those. And I guess we need this imported twice, don't we? The structure stuff. Because there's medium to high, and then there's just straight up high. In terms of height levels. Whoa. Well, yeah, I mean, you can put them anywhere, but I think it's a nice little visual storytelling tool, the idea that they maybe they built the structure around the resources, and like the resources came first, or they deliberately left that area open so they could cultivate them, because in Hydra they regenerate. So subtle visual storytelling tool there is that there's more going on, perhaps, in that department. Hopefully I have the proper set of text entries for everything here in terms of the mega tile settings, so that I don't have to do many manual corrections. Why I can't just select everything and put this one flag up is beyond me, but you know. Alright. So let's go all the way, take it from the top here. See what we got. So this is structure, cliff, low, medium. Structure. Doodads, low, medium. Jeepers and creepers. This is medium high. And I guess I'll have to manually do the height. I feel like I have already done that, but whatever. Oh, this says doodads and doodads too. Looks like it was made around the same time, so I don't actually know. That may be completely unrelated. So this looks good. Hey, it even is not broken in that department. Cool. I think this was supposed to be fixed. I'm fine with that. Alright, little fix there, nothing big. Alright, because I'm going to have to do the height manually for this. Correct. And then at some point I'll also need to import the extended ramps. be its own pile of fun. Very menial work, but you gotta do it. Starcraft data entry. Office job. So I'll do the first pass here, and then let's see where we go from there. In theory, it wouldn't be impossible to program something that would automatically replace the selected tiles, but like every cell that's orange, like increase every height level basically, so every red turns into orange and every orange turns into yellow, and yellow stays the same. I think that would actually be pretty useful. But so would being able to just copy and paste these and then flip them. If we had something like Photoshop's UI, this would be super trivial actually. Look, they even have their sign say open. They didn't even close during a Zerg invasion. Nice guys. They are an essential service. Carpal tunnel. Probably should have just made those standard instead of giving them a special snowflake version of their height, but whatever. That'll be for a later fix. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was an error. Somehow I missed those, but alright. Also, the idea that that's the breakpoint for the ramp seems really off to me. Should be around here. Just about done here. Didn't even see this one. After this, I can go up and correct the ramp detailing and the dirt one. And then I can export those. And import the one I'm working on right now over the higher one. And then just overwrite all the height to high because there's no fourth height level. Super trivial for that one. I think it's good to keep the height a little bit lower so that it's just more consistent with everything else that I've done that way. And I think it also helps it helps with a few other things, such as making it very clear when when a player is about to get a height advantage by moving up. They'll be able to intuit it a little bit better if it's further down on the ramp, I think. Though I guess logic would probably dictate that it would be halfway up that you'd get the height advantage, but if I end up doing a refactoring, maybe I'll take that into consideration. And then there was this one. Alright, I have it right here. course, right now there's no height advantage once you get to a certain point because of the engine limitation. Oh, that does remind me there were some fuckery, yeah, right here. Two of them didn't have any flags or whatever. Small oversights. Fix those here, and then I'll have to fix them again later in the text file. So we've done that. And like I also said, at some point I need to fix up the,
Could this be the reason that you're fatigued? Now, it may sound exotic, something that only happens to people who travel overseas.
I still have to do like the reverse ramps and the ramp extensions, some other shit like that.
Parasite. Could a parasite be living in you? Parasite. Could a parasite be living in you? Living off you, attacking you from the inside. Could this be the reason that you're fatigued? Now, it may sound exotic, something that only happens to people who travel overseas.
Oh yeah, and then I have to figure out like a couple of blend tiles as well. Didn't even think about that.
Parasite. Could a parasite something that only happens to people who travel overseas?
What the fuck? How did the mineral... Wait, what? Hello? I don't know how they became player 12. That's pretty bizarre. I think we're gonna move the minerals a little bit further away. Up here.
What the fuck? Okay.
Even the expectation of noise is sufficient to build up considerable tension.
What's up? I have not heard anything about them actually, which is I usually at least know of some books, so interesting that I am first hearing about them now. Oh, I thought that was the tile, but it's actually a mineral field. That's funny. Yawn. Thankfully, I've already done a PSD for those asphalt doodads. Just have to process them for this tile set. Shouldn't be too difficult. In theory. Maybe it's in jungle. Maybe it's in desert. Yeah, here it is. My mother is sneezing her head off. Well, Mom, it was nice knowing you. Oh, wait. God damn it. I forgot to black out the stuff I didn't need there. This stuff can definitely be imported over junk that we don't need anymore. The fuck? Aw, man, what an idiot. Oh well. At least it didn't crash. Yet. We did it. Epic. Alright, close this, close that. That's the benefit of repeatedly opening your tileset, like restarting the program, is that you refresh the number of times you probably need to open the mega tile view before it crashes on you. Alright, so obviously we also need to make some blends a little bit later on for this mission. Don't think those will be super important to do right this second. At some point I will re-index all of these sprite doodads and stuff to work for what's the term? To be indexed across every single palette, hopefully without needing to error correct too much. But yeah, things are looking up. Oh yeah, I forgot. I've got to repaint the whoopsies. I like how these are fine though. Probably just didn't ever paint those. That was a big whoopsie. As long as there's one left for me to copy and paste, everything's fine. I think that's it for such things. All right. We've done it. This time I will use my BRB screen. I have to go grab some laundry and throw some other laundry away into the dryer and all that other junk, so I'll be back in a little bit. Alrighty, I'm back. And hairier than ever. I don't know what's up with my hair today, but I'm just leaving it that way. It's epic. Alright, maybe I fixed it, maybe I didn't. Probably not. So I'm trying to think of how I can make this area look a little bit more reasonable. At the same time, I'm not sure if we'll have a straight shot in here. Clean up the grass a little bit. Just use the same tile over and over again for a short amount of time here. And then we do have a straight shot, but then it's like... Okay, so that'll be where the bridge has to be. Okay, that should work, in theory. Hi. I like when songs say hi. It's epic. I don't remember what was necessary for that. Yeah, there's like an individual tile that was put together for that. So there you go. Nice. All right. Come on, man, just give me the tile I want. Thanks. All that for that. Yeah, I gotta figure out what to do with this area, because it's gotta be more than just fuck ton of dirt. I feel like that's pretty cheap. Pretty silly. Now that I have some structure that blends with dirt, though, I think we can make something happen.
What? How does that even happen?
What a prank I'm pulling on myself. Yeah, I feel like that should be lower. But then there's not really a whole lot of space to maneuver south of it. So, and if I tuck this cliff down a little bit, it also interferes with how much pathing there is over here, so I don't know about that one. All right. So obviously at some point we've got to fix it up so that there's none of the block. Problem with this one is it's too far out on one side. Getting somewhere over here. Oh, I've got to import this. I forgot about that. I've already done that blend. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be originally. Alright, so we're grabbing all of the ramp tiles and putting them into a new folder. So, structure. So this is, what would we call it? This is structure. What is this called? This would be like structure edge blend. This is structure. Okay. Got all of these named more descriptive names than what we had before. Alright, so that makes it pretty obvious to me what's gonna have to happen here. In this case, we're going to take a copy, the same. Because that's like a special shit thing that I'm going to have to deal with. And then, turn this mask off and get to work. It looks like there was an error with how the, unless I'm mistaken, and no, that's definitely an error. There's a very clear issue with how the asphalt, quote-unquote, blends here. There's a very clear tiling error, so we're actually going to have to re-import this for general use as well. I vaguely recall already doing this at some point, but I think maybe that was just me painting it or something. Painting the oh yeah, I don't need to do that side too. But at some point I was setting this up for the desert tile set, and I feel like that's probably what I'm thinking about right now. Oh, I never finished this side. All right. Somebody asked this lady why her head is a Starcraft tile, so get her out of here. Hey, get out of here.
See the end inside. I read between the lines.
What?
I read between the lines. I read between the lines.
Did it? Let's see if it still says that. Seems fine for now. I don't know about you. I guess I have to copy this again. Wait, what did I just replace? Fuck. Idiot. Oh no. That was accurate. Should be good now. Oh, I just realized. Where is it? There it is. So this might be a bigger problem because it's 3 tiles per. like, not quite sure how that's gonna fit into things, right? Because it looks like this, the first two tiles themselves are fairly straightforward. Right, and then after that you get to the point where you're dealing with memory leaking, for one. But then you've got this tile here, which presumably needs a partner tile. Right? I think that makes sense. Need for speed, huh? I think lunch will be done soon, which is epic. You know what I mean? Well, relax there, little man. so this is, of course, asphalt 1. This is what we're gonna do for the main one. EXP north ramp, yeah, that's it. Then we're going to grab the no line BMP. All right, have a good one, Connor. Thanks for hanging out. At some point I'll have to make like a grass blend and all that shit, but not right this second. So another thing is I'm not actually sure. Is it more like... I think it's more like this, where the first tile on the left is empty. Then we would have one tile to the right of this one, which would translate into a second movement. And then this would be... same way, I think. This one I'm a bit less certain on. but I think that's how it would go out. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Cool. So we'll go ahead and base layer style. Just get our bearings, but I am gonna head out myself. Listen, Ikewear, you are definitely doing stuff useful. Once you fix that hookup and it's working properly, not only will you be able to do excavations, but the drones will stop spinning. Stacking will not happen anymore, presumably. Even if stacking still happens on very rare cases, at least we'll like rule out one other potential cause, so we can hopefully zero in on what's actually causing the stacking. And all sorts of stuff. We are definitely making some good progress here. I think what usually happens is you have this like invisible progress bar, and you're always making progress on it even if it doesn't feel like it, because the steps you're taking had to be taken in order for you to find out whatever the real issue was. So even though you're like, oh, this solution that I thought would work didn't work, so it was a waste of time, but it's still progress because you realized what was wrong with your initial impression and you were able to correct that. So even if it doesn't feel like it's progress, it still is progress, is what I'm saying. I don't really know what those are. Seems strange. 3D and 2D RDS. Well, I don't know what that means. What would that translate to? If it's a 2D game, then you just mean like, what do I think about having height and Z elevation and stuff, like gameplay rules built around that? I think that's good. I don't think you need to actually have a 3D engine in order to simulate stuff, and I think Starcraft is an example of how you can do that without much of an issue. Oh, well, I think that those reduce performance very heavily, and do so without really... Come on, Photoshop. They don't make a good argument for themselves, that's for sure. I just don't see why it would be necessary, I guess. This is my takeaway. Yeah, you'd need some sort of occlusion, but I don't know what it would look like at the end of the day. Or what would make it good or whatever. That's a challenge that, I mean, it's definitely a challenge, but I think it will be more than, you know, it's one of those things we'll develop a good solution for. We'll probably try a couple of different things for making any definitive move. In Command and Conquer 2, you could go underneath bridges and over them. Presumably in Red Alert 2 as well, but I don't remember that game very well. I don't think it was tile-based. I'm pretty sure it was, they had points or something. Or they had zones? I mean, maybe tile-based is actually how you would describe that now that I think about it. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Photoshop, man. What a disaster. Well, we've got our Photoshop document anyway. I'll fix that up later. Probably do some small blending later for the various tiles that I need to do. And I think that's it. Well, that's it for me. I am out of here. Gotta go get some lunch and get some laundry and fold it all. And maybe I'll write some stuff for my FPS later. But that's it. Thanks for joining me today for my tile set and layout stream. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another one. Bye.